The side of the dam is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. The dam has height 700 feet and width 1500 feet. Calculate the force F on the dam if the reservoir is filled to the top of the dam. The figure is given. The angle of inclination is 45 degrees. The width is 1500 feet. This is the US customary system. The height is 700 feet. We slice the surface parallel to the width because all of the points on the slice will have the same depth from the surface. This gives us the reason to assume that the pressure at any point on the slice is the same. The force on this particular slice is, using the US customary system, the force is the weight density times the depth times the area. Remember that in this case, since we are working with the US customary system, the density is rho g. The gravity is already taken care of. We position the coordinates axis so that y equals 0 is at the water level with the positive direction pointing down. Thus, the location from the slice to the surface is yi. That the force on the slice is delta yi times the area, and this is the area of the slice, which is the width 1500 times the thickness. But because the surface is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees, the thickness is not the vertical segment delta y. The thickness is not delta y. The thickness is the slant inclined segment. It is the hypotenuse of a right triangle. If we zoom it in, we will see that the thickness is the hypotenuse of the 45 degrees triangle with the leg delta y, and therefore the other leg is also delta y. Using the Pythagorean theorem, sine of 45 degrees is the delta y over the hypotenuse, which is the thickness. Sine of 45 degrees is root 2 over 2. Thus, root 2 over 2 equals delta y over the thickness. And we're interested in the thickness. The thickness is 2 delta y over the square root of 2, which is the square root of 2 times delta y. Thus, the force on the slice is delta times yi, and the area is 1500 times the thickness square root of 2 delta y. The total force is the sum of all of the forces on the slices. I go from 1 to n, 1500 delta square root of 2 yi times delta y. And as n goes to infinity, this Riemann sum turns to a definite integral. We added the slices from y equals 0 to y equals 700. So the lower limit of integration is 0 and the upper limit of integration is 700. yi is now y and delta y is dy. We evaluate the definite integral to obtain 3.24 times 10 to the 10 power pounds. It is the unit of force in the US customary system. In this case, we use delta equals 62.5 pound per cubic feet.